Hello and welcome to our special broadcast today. My name is Kushal Bhagi and I will be your host. Artificial intelligence, it's rapidly transforming many industries. Healthcare and automotive say finance तक unprecedented innovation है by artificial intelligence and इसका impact we are able to see everywhere. Self-driving cars, personalized medicines, आजकल algorithm predict करता है consumer behavior को भी. And while AI might be exciting, there is also a sense of caution because it has the potential to reshape jobs and decision making. AI का impact अभी investments में भी दिख रहा है. AI has the potential to disrupt traditional models because ये tools offer करता है to Gen Zs, millennials, to digital first investors, which till now have been reserved for institutions. AI can process a lot of data. They can identify trends. They can offer insights as well. But can it consistently produce winning outcomes? To explore how AI is reshaping the world of investing, we've got just the right person for you. Tanu Singh is a dynamic business leader. She's got a proven track record in terms of driving growth and achieving results. She completed her MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and then spent 11 years in investment banking at HSBC, where she's led significant M&A deals in the consumer space. She then spearheaded US businesses at QMath, and she doubled the growth in less than 2 quarters. Today, she directs overall business strategy and is the Chief Revenue Officer at Investor AI. Good evening, Tanu, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kushal. Very excited to be here.
Great. So let's dive in a little bit, Tanu, straight away. You want to give us a little bit of introduction about Investor AI and what is it exactly that you'll do?
So, Investor AI is a fintech company powered by artificial intelligence. So, what do I mean by that? We are a company, we actually use artificial intelligence to generate stock recommendations and create equity portfolios. तो हम equity portfolios बनाते हैं AI use करके, and we've been doing this for a few years now. We are live with multiple partners. We have 10,000 subscribers for our equity portfolios so far.
Okay, interesting. That's a great start.
And
10,000 already, huh?
Yeah, and what it helps do is in today's day and age, सब लोग market में invest करना चाहते हैं. Everybody wants to be an investor, but it's a very confusing world out there, right?
Yeah.
You've got hundreds of options, hundreds of stocks. So how do you invest so easily? So what we do is we make that very simple for you. We use our proprietary AI algorithms to curate stock recommendations, create portfolios, and share those with investors, potential investors.
But tell me, you've been in this space since some time. Are Indian retail investors, because I think a lot of investors have started investing into the stock market, retail India, I'm talking about, probably around the time COVID or just after COVID, right? And now words like SIP, etc., stock market, these are becoming words that sort of are household names, right? After a lot of efforts of the industry participants over the years. I want to get your sense. Do you think Indian investors, the retail investors in particular, are they ready to have AI guide them in their investment decisions? What's your take on it so far?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I think investors are absolutely ready. I think one thing about Indian consumers and Indian population is we are very quick in spotting trends, and we are early
Yeah,
adopters for a lot of technologies, right? And
yeah.
let's even look outside the investing space. Look at the Swiggies and Zomatos of the world. Look at Blinkits, right? When it came, people said, "Do we need it? Is it required?" But today, there's a huge market for 15-minute grocery delivery. So I think Indian investors are actually very good in using technology in their day-to-day life. Brands like Zomato, like Ola, like Uber, Blinkits, they've become household names in a very short span of time. So I think as our population's getting younger, we are more hungry, we are very tech savvy, we are absolutely ready to actually adopt technology in our investing journey as well. And that's where the whole kind of concept came in. If you look at this, from the last 20 years perspective, earlier data technology in investing was something which only hedge funds or large investment firms could use, right? So what we do is we are trying to democratize this market and make the same insights, the same high quality data backed insights actually available to retail investors.
Yeah, I think you're playing onto the fact that we all love Naya Mal also, right? That's the other thing. But okay, interesting. So let's come to what you'll actually offer, right? Because I think that's a good way for viewers to understand the role that AI actually plays practically in terms of to buy something that's out there in the market. Do you have one product? Do you have multiple products to choose from? What is it that you all currently offer to potential
So
investors?
we have multiple portfolios right now. With 5 paisa, we've got three of our portfolios live.
Okay.
They are called Trailblazers, Sector Navigator, and Hidden Gems. Why don't I, kind of walk you through how our portfolios have done, and you'll be able to visually see. Just give me a
Okay.
minute. So
And
this
how
is
long have you been live with this?
So this portfolio has been live for 2 years. This is a
Okay.
portfolio called Trailblazers. This is a momentum-based portfolio. So what do I mean by that? So this is a portfolio which actually rebalances every 15 days. So every 15 days, we tell you which are the stocks you need to buy. So you can sell the old stocks and buy our new recommendations. It identifies in the short run which stocks are expected to go up in the next 15 days and asks you to invest in those stocks. So every 15 days we give you new stock recommendations. It works on, price momentum. We use a lot of technical fundamental features to give you these recommendations. So if you look at the last 2 years, the portfolio has actually given 300% returns, and it's beaten Nifty by
Oh,
208%. Again, this slide can show you the last 3 months, 6 month return. If you look at it in the last 6 months, it's given 60% return, which is 40% more than Nifty 500. In the last 1 year, it has given 79% returns, which is 57% more than Nifty 500. So over the last 2 years, we've seen a consistent outperformance with this portfolio. It's done exceptionally well. And if you look at the drawdown as well, the max drawdown is only 11%. So it's just a little bit higher than what it is for Nifty 500. Of course,
hmm.
the portfolio, because it generates so much alpha above the index, it's a little bit more volatile, and it's a
Yeah, it
little,
will be more volatile, right?
yeah, as compared to the benchmark. But the portfolio has delivered stupendous results in the last 2 years.
So
So
let's
that's,
hang on a minute. So this is one of the three products that you'll offer today on 5paisa, right? So
yes.
if I were to say, so Trailblazers, you are saying these are stock recommendations, and they give maybe they're constructing a portfolio of between 10 to 12 stocks.
10 stocks.
Is
It'll always give you 10 stocks.
It's always giving you 10 stocks. And
Yes.
how much is the churn in this? So you tell me today, Kushal, these are the recommendations, these are the 10 stocks, this is how much. Are they split equally in my
Yes,
investment
they are
amount?
split equally. It's an
So
equal
it's
weighted.
equal weighted 10 stocks. And I go and I buy these 10 stocks today. And then they're updating, you said how often?
15 days.
So every 15 days, you will come and tell me to either remain with these 10, change all 10, change a few. How does that work?
Yeah, so every 15 days we tell you to change a few. Now
Okay.
it could be, typically it could be at least 8 stocks, but could be all 10 as well. So it depends
Okay.
on, what our models are recommending at that particular point in time, but you can expect 80% to 100% churn in this portfolio.
Okay. That's quite high churn, and that's quite active also.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
it is
from that side.
actually designed for people who want to be actively involved in their investing journey, who want to, come and see what's working. So it actually captures short-term opportunities.
Okay, sweet. So could you just place this into context of the three products that you all do
Yeah,
offer? Because for a normal mutual fund investor, for example, who's just getting into this, there is large cap, there is mid cap, and there is small cap, right?
right.
Um, how do you break up your existing products first? If you can just tell me about the board categorization of it, and then I want to come and talk to you later on about the process of how you'll actually select these stocks and where artificial intelligence at least comes into play. But you want to first tell us what these three models or portfolios that you offer are?
Absolutely. So this was one portfolio, Trailblazers. It's a momentum portfolio, captures short-term opportunities, rebalances every 15 days. We've got another
Wow.
portfolio called Hidden Gems. So this
Okay.
portfolio plays on our value theme. So it picks stocks which are currently undervalued and are likely to go up. Are likely to actually outperform the benchmark over the course of next 1 month. So this is also
Hmm.
a 10 stock equal weighted portfolio. If we talk about returns, it's given about 200% returns in the last 12 months. Sorry, my bad there. It has given 112% returns since inception and has beaten Nifty 500 by 40%. In the last 1 year, it has given about 52% returns and has again comfortably beaten the benchmark. This portfolio actually picks stocks which are currently undervalued and are expected to go up in the next 1 month. Again, you can expect, at least 80% churn in the portfolio every 1 month.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So you've got one momentum portfolio, and you've got one value investing, but a real, your value investing. Otherwise, one sort of says it takes a lot of time for the value
Yeah.
to actually come out. Here, you're
Yes.
actually talking about something happening in the next month or so.
Yes, yes. So, in this portfolio, like we said, typically you can see sometimes the churn is 60%, sometimes it's 80%. So it could have a few stocks which, you continue to hold for a few months.
Sure.
But typically, most of the bulk of the portfolio will kind of go through a churn. So it looks at again, when we use artificial intelligence, it's very good in predicting, what's likely to kind of outperform the benchmark over the next few weeks to months.
Hmm.
Right.
Nice.
So that
It's a
kind
good
of,
name. Hidden Gems.
yeah.
Sort of says what it's about. Okay, and the third portfolio that you'll offer.
And the third portfolio is Sector Navigator. Again, so this is our thematic portfolio actually. So what this portfolio does is it identifies which sectors are are actually not going to do well over the next 2 months, and it kind of removes those sectors from the stock universe and only picks stocks from the universe which is expected to do well. So it's a thematic play. It rebalances every 2 months. So this portfolio, again, if you look at the return since inception, it's given 124% return and has comfortably beaten the benchmark. In the last 1 year itself, it's given us 80% return. Again, the volatility and drawdown is slightly higher as compared to the benchmark, but again, it's generating significant alpha for investors over the last few years. So this is our third portfolio. So this is a thematic portfolio, slightly longer hold as compared to our other portfolios. You hold the stocks for 2 months, and every time there's a rebalance, again, you can expect about 80% churn in the portfolio.
Okay, and all of these have been live since how long?
Most of them have been live for the last 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay, okay, nice.
So this one has been live since November 2022.
Okay, great. Tanu, tell me this. So we've understood कि आप offer क्या कर रहे हो. Now the question that I'm really interested to understand is how exactly are you using AI and artificial intelligence? Because बहुत से लोग बोलते हैं कि हम लोग AI use करते हैं, machine learning use करते हैं, etc. Uh, but one doesn't really understand whether they're actually using it or they're just using data that is available to you. So you want to tell us and your viewers a little bit about the process. How exactly does this work? And give an example of artificial intelligence का usage इसमें होता क्या है? If you're able to do that, that would be pretty appreciated by everybody.
तो आप सही कह रहे हैं, आजकल बहुत कंफ्यूजन है कि क्वांट क्या है, एआई क्या है,
Yeah.
डेटा क्या है, वेयर डू यू ड्रॉ द लाइन. तो मैं एक बहुत सिंपल तरीके से जो समझती हूँ उसको,
Hmm.
क्वांट इज बेसिकली जहाँ पे आप डेटा लेते हैं, डेटा पे कुछ रूल्स लगाते हैं, एंड जो आउटपुट आता है वो आपका, उन रूल्स से जो आपका आउटपुट है वो आपके क्वांट बेस्ड रिकमेंडेशन कहे जा सकते हैं, राइट.
Like filters.
फिल्टर्स. तो अब वो
Right. Right. Right.
फिल्टर्स क्या लगाने हैं वो इज डिसाइडेड बाय मैन. सो व्हाट वी से इज
Yes.
मैन डिसाइड्स एंड मशीन एग्जीक्यूट्स, राइट? आपकी कॉल है कि आपको क्या फिल्टर लगाना है, एंड द मशीन विल एग्जीक्यूट दैट फॉर यू। तो दैट्स क्वांट। अब आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस क्या है? आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में एक्चुअली आप मशीन को आप नहीं बताते हैं क्या सीखना है, राइट? हम मशीन को ये नहीं कहते हैं कि ये फिल्टर्स लगाओ। आप मशीन को काफी डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हैं। व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट डेटा, आई मीन हमारे एआई मॉडल्स 35 मिलियन कॉम्प्यूटेशंस करते हैं हर रोज टू एक्चुअली अराइव एट आवर स्टॉक रिकमेंडेशन। सो यू कैन इमेजिन द काइंड ऑफ डेटा वी फीड इनटू आवर मॉडल्स, राइट? तो आप एक्चुअली बहुत सारा डेटा आप you use those algorithms, you use AI models, and those AI models then pick patterns and come up with stock recommendations. So in this case, actually the man doesn't decide, the machine decides and man executes. Of course, हम लोग when इतना सारा डेटा यूज करके AI मॉडल्स को ट्रेन करते हैं, एंड मॉडल्स देन गिव अस स्टॉक रिकमेंडेशंस, मॉडल्स देन गिव अस आउटपुट, राइट? उसके बाद हमारे लेवल पे हमारी एक कमिटी होती है which where all these recommendations go through, and there are some stocks, if they don't have a good track record of corporate governance, or stocks which actually have some kind of corporate action, कुछ demerger होने वाला है, merger होने वाला है, तो ऐसे stocks को हम अपने portfolio recommendations में से निकाल देते हैं, so that the investors get the right kind of stocks. So that's how हम लोग quant AI database model पे differentiate करते हैं.
But tell me something. So today, अगर हम लोग AI की बात करते हैं, right? You're talking about the market today, which is at its highest levels that it has ever been in, right? Obviously, you must be getting this question a lot to say, can you predict where the market is going to go from here? Are these the kind of things? Because 100% you will have asked this, been asked this question. So,
Yeah.
what is the limitations of AI? What is it that it can do, and what is it that it is just too much to ask at this point of time? You want to just give some clarity on that?
AI फ्यूचर प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर सकता है।
Okay.
एंड आज AI हम क्यों यूज करते हैं? हम स्टॉक इन्वेस्टिंग AI में क्यों यूज करते हैं? अगर कुछ भी, हर ह्यूमन, एवरीवन हैज अ बायस, एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग हैज अ बायस। आई इन्वेस्ट, आई हैव एन इन्वेस्टिंग फिलॉसफी, आपकी एक कुछ और फिलॉसफी होगी, वो अलग होगी, तीसरे इंसान की फिलॉसफी अलग हो सकती है, राइट? एंड सब लोगों के इन्वेस्टिंग स्टाइल में कहीं ना कहीं उनका बायस बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है। वेदर इट्स अ बुल मार्केट और अ बेयर मार्केट, हर किसी का एक पर्सनल बायस होता है जो उनकी इन्वेस्टिंग स्टाइल में रिफ्लेक्ट करता है। अब AI मॉडल हमें कैसे हेल्प करता है? AI में कोई बायस नहीं है। AI में आप मशीन को बहुत सारा डेटा दे रहे हैं, वो डेटा रीड करके मशीन अपने पैटर्न्स आइडेंटिफाई कर रही है और आपको रिकमेंडेशन दे रही है। तो अब बेयर मार्केट हो या बुल मार्केट हो, मशीन का प्रोसेस चेंज नहीं होता है। ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं मशीन को बता रही हूँ कि अब बुल मार्केट है तो आप ऐसा करिए, आप बेयर मार्केट है तो ऐसा करिए। तो इट्स एक्चुअली कंप्लीटली न्यूट्रल। इट इज ट्रूली रीडिंग all the patterns, all the data that's out there in the market and giving its recommendations, right? And human beings kabhi, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to be crunching such large quantities of data in a very small time, right? तो AI एक तरीके से आपका पूरा bias remove कर देता है investing process से। एंड किसी भी टाइप की मार्केट हो, मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा वॉलेटिलिटी हो, कम वॉलेटिलिटी हो, दैट इज व्हाट AI हेल्प्स यू एलिमिनेट। It
Okay, so
eliminates all kinds of bias from the investing process.
emotion free decision making,
Yes,
is that appropriate to say?
एब्सोल्युटली। एंड क्योंकि
Okay.
हमारे मॉडल्स जो हैं वो एक्टिव ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रेटजीज हैं एक तरीके से, अगर आप सोचे, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने आज इन्वेस्ट किया उसके बाद अब आप एक साल बाद अपना स्टॉक प्राइस देखेंगे। हम आपको हर 15 दिन में बता रहे हैं कि हमने नया और 15 दिन का डेटा आ गया हमारे पास, तो अब अगले 15 दिन में कौन से स्टॉक्स अच्छा करने वाले हैं, अगले एक महीने में कौन से स्टॉक्स ऐसा है जो अच्छा कर सकते हैं। तो इट्स अ वेरी एक्टिव स्टाइल ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन
Yeah.
दैट सेंस। आप शॉर्ट टर्म अपॉर्चुनिटीज पे कैपिटलाइज कर रहे हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कि मैंने आज एक स्टॉक खरीदा और मैं 2 साल बाद उसको बेचूंगी।
No, correct. And I think that's a very different way of thinking as well. Because normally, जब लोग, let's say, mutual funds में invest करते हो, everyone is talking about long term, right? Everybody is talking about compounding. 5 साल के नीचे तो कोई बात भी नहीं करता है. You're talking about 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But जो आपसे सुनने को आ रहा है, we are sort of understanding that your offerings are more alpha-driven opportunities, right? You are trying to be very active, and therefore you are trying to beat the market. जो थोड़ा understanding हुआ है आपसे, you are talking about products that have a possibility to go up in the next 15 days, a possibility to go up in the next month. So tell me, if someone were to invest in your products, what is a reasonable time frame that they should have, that they should give this opportunity? Because, if you're saying it's going to go up in 1 month, how long is one supposed to wait, assuming that it hasn't happened? जो शायद हुआ नहीं अब तक, given the kind of returns that you all have delivered, but market is market. So can you share a little bit on that?
तो हम अपने इन्वेस्टर्स को हमेशा रेकमेंड करते हैं कि आप एटलीस्ट 9 months to a year का होराइजन लीजिए. आपको रिटर्न्स दिखना शुरू हो जाएंगे जब आपके पोर्टफोलियो में, जैसे ट्रेल ब्लेजर्स मोमेंटम पोर्टफोलियो है, आप 2 महीने में आपके 3 या 4 रीबैलेंसेस हो जाएंगे डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हेन यू एंटर, राइट? तो आपको रिटर्न्स पोर्टफोलियो का दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा. लेकिन एक्चुअली हाउ इट वर्क्स इज, हर रीबैलेंस में हम बेंचमार्क को 2% से 3% से बीट करेंगे, राइट? आउट परफॉर्म करेंगे. लेकिन जब आप you do that consistently over 24 rebalances, the compounding effect really comes towards the end, right? अब आपने आज 100 रुपए दिए, बेंचमार्क में 105 का रिटर्न बनता, आपका इन्वेस्टर एआई के साथ 107 बना है. अब आप नेक्स्ट टाइम 107 इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, अगली बार फिर 107 पे अगर 10% का रिटर्न बन रहा है, तो दैट यू आर कंपाउंडिंग इट बाय दैट मच. तो जो कंपाउंडिंग इफेक्ट है वो आपका 9 महीने से 1 साल आपको इन्वेस्टेड रहना चाहिए पोर्टफोलियोज में. दैट्स टिपिकली व्हाट वी रेकमेंड. It is an active trading strategy, but it is not a short-term strategy.
Correct.
I'm not saying कि आप 3 महीने में या 6 महीने में एग्जिट करिए. आपके पास चॉइस है, अगर आप करना चाहें तो एग्जिट कर सकते हैं इफ यू थिंक मेरा रिटर्न थ्रेशोल्ड मीट हो गया. बट हमारे पोर्टफोलियो के लिए हम सजेस्ट करते हैं कि आप एटलीस्ट 1 साल तक इन्वेस्टेड रहिए. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दो इज कि आप रीबैलेंस मिस मत करिए. अगर आपका पोर्टफोलियो हर 15 दिन में रीबैलेंस होता है, तो आपको हर 15 दिन में अपने अकाउंट में आके रीबैलेंस करना है. हमारी नई रिकमेंडेशंस बाय करनी है, हमारे पुराने स्टॉक्स बेचने हैं और नए स्टॉक्स खरीदने हैं. तो हर पोर्टफोलियो के लिए आपको हर रीबैलेंस एग्जीक्यूट करना है, सो दैट योर पोर्टफोलियो इज एज क्लोज टू आवर मॉडल पोर्टफोलियो. दैट्स हाउ यू विल सी द रिटर्न्स. टिपिकली क्या होता है कि इन्वेस्टर्स जाते हैं कभी, तो देन उनका रिटर्न हमारे पोर्टफोलियो से डेविएट कर सकता है.
Great, and that's a question I think we have from somebody in the comments section as well. That will the portfolio be auto managed, or does the user have to buy sell based on your update every time? And I think you've just answered that, which is to say that it's an active strategy, so it gives investors also an opportunity to be active, right? They have to take your recommendations, otherwise there's no point in subscribing to your product in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. तो आपको हर बार आके अपने आप एग्जीक्यूट करना पड़ेगा. इट कैन नॉट बी ऑटो एग्जीक्यूटेड.
Correct. So it can't be auto executed. That is one of the questions that we had over there. Tell me one more thing, Tanu. Today as an investor, one finds it hard to remain invested through downtimes. Okay. Even agar somebody is investing through an agent or a distributor or an advisor, फिर भी कभी-कभी when the markets start to go down, वो किसी की बात सुनता नहीं है, right? At the end of it, when the market is going down, you are tempted to pull out money from the markets. Now here you are saying you are giving AI recommendations, for example. So it's a bit faceless, right? To that extent. How and what is your experience of people who have gone through this part of it? Because I think kabhi na kabhi, especially as investment amounts grows a little, right? If you're doing it with a small investor amount, and we'll come to what the investment amounts are over here, it's a different ball game. But as your investment amounts increases, also, wo conviction rehna, right? It's definitely going to get tested from time to time. So, absolutely. How does AI solve, and how do you guys solve for that problem through your products and in general?
So, look, you are absolutely right. जब आप एंड हर लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर ये बात जानता है, जिसने भी मार्केट में पिछले 1 साल में 2 साल में इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, सबको पता है कि एक वॉलेटाइल फेज हमेशा आता ही है. अगर हम इंडियन मार्केट्स का भी देखें, पिछले 10 साल में ट्रेंड अपवर्ड्स रहा है, लेकिन देयर हैव बीन पीरियड्स ऑफ वॉलेटिलिटी, चाहे वो कोविड हो, चाहे वो इलेक्शन टाइम में इस बार जो हमने देखा. तो हमेशा ऐसा हो सकता है हमारे पोर्टफोलियोज में भी कि कोई एक रीबैलेंस ऐसा है जिसमें आपको लॉस बुक करना पड़ रहा है. लेकिन बिकॉज इट्स एन एक्टिव स्ट्रैटेजी, आपके ट्रेल ब्लेजर्स के साथ फॉर एग्जांपल 1 साल में 24 रीबैलेंस होंगे, आपके हिडन जेम्स के 12 रीबैलेंसेस होंगे. अगर आप एक रीबैलेंस में लॉस बुक भी कर रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट रीबैलेंस में एक्चुअली पोर्टफोलियो आउट परफॉर्म करेगा एंड यू विल सी सम रिटर्न्स कम इन. तो हम हमेशा अपने इन्वेस्टर्स को यही बोलते हैं कि आपको एक रीबैलेंस में या दो रीबैलेंस में कभी टैक्टिकली लॉस दिख सकता है, लेकिन अगर आप 12 मंथ की परफॉर्मेंस देखेंगे तो आप यू विल मेक गुड रिटर्न्स। तो अगर आपने देखा, जो मैंने आपको स्लाइड्स दिखाई थी उसमें पोर्टफोलियो का ड्रॉडाउन्स भी दिखाए थे, तो देर आर टाइम्स जहां पे हमने 10% 11% के ड्रॉडाउन्स देखे हैं अपने पोर्टफोलियो में, बट डिस्पाइट दोज ड्रॉडाउन्स portfolios have outperformed the benchmark by a very wide margin. तो आपको short term volatility में stay invested, stay put, and make sure that you stay with us for a year, you complete your journey with us, and you will see good returns.
So that's not bad. You're saying you don't have to remain invested for 10 years, for example, because बहुत से लोग cannot even comprehend what 10 years means in that sense, right? आपका goal very simple है. You can buy any one of the three portfolios that appeals to you and give it a year, right?
Yes.
Give it a year. There is obviously going to be volatility. Markets don't go up one way. ऊपर नीचे तो markets जाते ही हैं, right? There's nothing that one can do about it. We have to learn to live with volatility and embrace that volatility. But pick one of these portfolios, do the rebalancing. That's the most critical thing after you buy, I'm assuming, right? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you want to tell us now, we're getting a lot of comments in terms of how is it that one can start? What does it cost? What are the minimum amounts that one can invest in any of the portfolios? You want to give us a little bit of guidance in terms of how all
Sure.
this can be done?
तो ये तीनों पोर्टफोलियोज आपके 5 पैसा ऐप पे अवेलेबल हैं। आपको 5 पैसा पे जाके स्मॉल केस पे क्लिक करना है। जब आप स्मॉल केस पे क्लिक करेंगे, आपको एक आइडिया सेक्शन दिखेगा वहां पे, एंड आइडिया सेक्शन में इन्वेस्टर एआई की तीनों बास्केट्स आपको लिस्टेड दिखेंगी। ट्रेल ब्लेजर, सेक्टर नेविगेटर, हिडन जेम्स, तीनों बास्केट्स अवेलेबल हैं। इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट दे कॉस्ट, तो ट्रेल ब्लेजर बास्केट का हमारे पास 3 प्लान्स हैं, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You can start off with a 3-month plan which is around 3,500 rupees, or you can go a 12-month plan actually costs you about 11,000 rupees for subscription. Similarly, Hidden Gems का आपका 1 साल का subscription plan है which costs you again around 11,000 rupees, and Sector Navigator has 6 months and 12-month plan both. So all you have to do is log into your 5 Paisa app, go to small case, go to ideas, and you can see the 3 investor AI baskets there.
And how much capital do I need to deploy?
So the minimum investment for us starts around 60,000 rupees with Hidden Gems and goes up to 80,000. So आप 60,000 से शुरू कर सकते हैं, and then as you see the performance for yourself, you can keep investing more. जब you can start today with 60,000 और कल को आप अगर उसमें और ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं तो उसके लिए कोई एडिशनल फी या एडिशनल चार्जेस नहीं है। आपने जो अपना सब्सक्रिप्शन फी स्टार्ट में पे किया उसी में आप और ज्यादा पैसा भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं अगर आप चाहें तो।
Okay, thanks for that. We're coming towards the end of this show. We have a couple of more questions for you, Tanu. You want to tell the viewers any do's and don'ts that potential investors who are looking to invest, and we're seeing quite a lot of action in the comments about how one can actually start subscribing to some of these equity baskets that you all provide. But any do's and don'ts, any tips and guidelines that potential investors that you think they must know?
So I think few things. I think हर किसी को अपने पोर्टफोलियो को एनालाइज करके उसमें कुछ पार्ट हमेशा हम बोलते हैं इक्विटी के लिए डालना चाहिए, whatever you feel, and go with the product that you feel comfortable with, whatever product that is. Our product is for people who actually want to actively invest and actively manage their portfolio. तो हम हमेशा ये बोलेंगे कि हमारे पोर्टफोलियो में आपके लिए रीबैलेंस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप जो भी पोर्टफोलियो लेंगे प्लीज आप अपने पोर्टफोलियो को ट्रैक करिए। जब रीबैलेंस आएगा तो आपको ऐप में दिख जाएगा कि उसमें रीबैलेंस पेंडिंग है, तो यू हैव टू कम एंड प्लीज रीबैलेंस योर पोर्टफोलियो इन टाइम. Also, I think always take a long-term view, take a 12-month view. In 12 months, you will see good returns. You've seen the performance of our portfolios. There will be short-term periods, short-term volatility हमेशा market में आता रहता है. तो I think short term में एक हफ्ते की 10 दिन की volatility से घबराना नहीं चाहिए किसी भी investor को. And again, we have to learn to sit tight for 10, 12 days and ride that volatility out. So those are the do's and don'ts for us. Rebalance and stay as close to our model portfolio as possible. take at least a 12-month view. And yeah, we hope to see you all there. We already have fairly large set of subscribers, so I hope we can reach out to more subscribers through 5paisa.
I'm sure you'll be able to, Tanu. And you want to say that suppose somebody invests in one of your portfolios and they have some questions or they have some concerns. Is there any help desk? Is there any email ID or support that one can reach out to, or are investors left on their own? What's with that?
सो वंस यू इन्वेस्ट इन द पोर्टफोलियो एंड अगर आपका कुछ भी क्वेश्चन होता है तो आप support@bridgeweave.com पे अपने क्वेश्चंस भेज सकते हैं. वी विल बी हैप्पी टू हमारी टीम आपके साथ टच में रहेगी, आपके ईमेल को रिस्पॉन्ड किया जाएगा. इफ यू लीव योर नंबर वी विल कॉल यू बैक, or you can get in touch with the 5paisa team and they will direct your queries to us.
Okay, you said support at Bridgeweave.
Bridgeweave.com.
So that's BRIDGEWEAVE.
That's right.
Right? Bridgeweave.com.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I think it's been a great chat, Tanu. And I think what I've taken out of this also is that this is an exciting part about investing, meant for people also who are active investors or who want to get active little bit with their investments and have that sort of focus apart from the boring mutual fund buy, hold, right, do that for 10-15 years and let your money compound, which also works very well. But this has that extra tadka, and with AI and all the tools that you guys are bringing to the table, I wish you all the best and your team all the best. We'll keep a track on this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kushal. And it's been great chatting with you. Thank you, 5paisa team.
Thank you for your time, Tanu, and many thanks to everybody for watching. Stay tuned to 5paisa.
Thanks. All right.